Okay. So there was an update on the official website for the death penalty and safety charm changes in version 2.23, which is our upcoming patch on June 9th. Yep. So probably has to do with the KMS change that was coming down the pipeline, that when you die, you're no longer going to lose experience, which effectively kills suicide Kana farming. Doesn't kill Kana farming, of course. You can just go to the higher level areas, but it does kill suicide Kana farming. And of course, making a new Kana is never really an option, because by the time you spend all the money and all the nodes to get your Kana to the same kill speed, within like a week, you will outlevel where you are, and you're going to be in the same position. So that's never really worth it. So it's going to be, hopefully, you guys have been following the channel and have been, if you wanted to stay Kana farming on your character, you guys have been doing all the dailies to build up your arcane power so you can go to the higher level areas when you level. And you are going to be responsible for chasing everyone out of Labyrinth and, well, specifically out of Limina and out of Celis, I guess, first. Everyone who's training there, and they're going to all have to go to the new areas, go to Cernium, Burning Cernium, and then to Hotel Arcs, which is going to be tricky to train there. But, you know, once the Kana Flood goes into Limina, that's going to be the only option if you want to get some training done. So let's see what they're talking about with all of this. Making change to character death penalty on MapleStory instead of removing already earned EXP from characters upon death. Character will receive experience at a reduced rate and a reduced drop rate for a period of time after their death. Yeah, so it shows up as like a debuff on the top right, and you get less experience and less drop rate. So it's going to be even more horrible than not losing experience. It's actually going to be worse because no drop rate. While we will have more to share about this major change in the future, we'd like to give you an advance notice about how this change will affect safety charms and safety gems. Cash up items which currently protect players from losing experience upon death. After version 2.23 update, safety charms and safety gems will change in the following ways. I think in KMS they became permanent or something, but the functionality will be changed to immediately remove the reduction in experience earned and drop rates due to the character's death. Rookie defense charms, which could be obtained from previous events, will be deleted from the changes to the death penalty. This is only a change where if you would otherwise remove experience, right? So if you were dying somewhere where you don't lose experience, you don't suddenly get the debuff now, right? Because I don't want to have to buy safety charms for bosses so that my drop rate doesn't go down. I'm assuming that's how it works, but... for safety charms obtained and owned through in-game events or NPCs, we plan to remove them from the etc. inventory and distribute updated versions. Please claim them through the gift shop icon on the left side of your screen within 14 days after the update. With the changes to the death penalty, the sale of safety charms, leveling packages, and deluxe leveling packages will be discontinued a week prior to the update. With the changes to the death penalty safety, it's weird that they call it the death penalty. Safety gems will be removed from the 2.23 update, and the following refunds will be issued for accounts that own the safety gems. Permanent duration safety gems obtained through the cash up sales will be removed, and accounts affected by the removal will be fully refunded with Maple points. Wonder how much that's going to be. The Marvel Machine coupon for safety gems will be disabled, and accounts affected by the coupon disabling will be refunded with 1,640 Maple points, which is a third of the Marvel Machine spin price per coupon. Okay, so you get your Marvel spin price back. With this change to death penalties and safety charms will make for a better MapleStory experience going forward. Thank you, the MapleStory team. Better experience is, of course, a flexible term, depending on who you ask. For someone whose main thing in the game that they do, something that takes up all of their time in their day, is just Kana farming and suiciding the Kana and staying in ArKanna, making a bunch of droplets. Now, of course, this change does not hit us as hard as it initially did when the news came, because, of course, the major implication is that if you're trying to go for a full arcane set, a Kana farming, suicide farming in ArKanna on ArKanna being killed was a huge problem, right? Because getting the droplets to get enough backups and get your whole equip arcane setup for your main character when your Kana is constantly out leveling, and then you can still get droplets, but you don't get any money anymore because you're out leveling, was a huge kick in the teeth. But since the update has come that we are getting droplet exchange, of course, that is now a major problem with, you know, suicide farming being gone, no longer a problem. And I think a lot of Kannas will find that even though the higher level areas, you know, require more arcane power, more funding to kill properly, once you do kill properly there, your rates will be the same or even higher. The problem, of course, is that it is typically a bit more involved, the mobbing and the, you know, the mobbing and the killing, the grinding, the farming, whatever you want to call it. It is not as brain dead as some of the current Arcana maps are. But I think in general, and what I think with what they mean with better experience, is that I think that it will alleviate more the bottlenecks that is Arcana now, where some people, you know, if you want to train in some of your best maps, or the best map that you want to train at is a map that is also really good for Kana farming, or a lazy Kana farming map. Right now, it's just impossible to get a good training map, and you're going to have to go to like second, third, fourth rate maps to try to train. Whereas, of course, if the amount of Kanas there is going to be alleviated, same thing with Lakaline now. Of course, Lakaline is, of course, a little bit the pre-area to Arcana, where a lot of people who don't want to have to go all the way to Arcana, not spend as much money upgrading their character. All of those Lakaline Kanas, of course, those more budget farming Kanas, those are going to start leveling really quickly too and go into those new areas. So if you weren't aware yet, watch my content more. If you're aware now with this, you know, just you have to gonna start leveling your Kana. So work on arcane power and work on the nodes. Those things are the most important. But yeah, I hope that it creates for more of a flow of getting characters through the game and to the higher level areas, and alleviates any kind of bottleneck that exists. Of course, there is the artificial bottleneck now of some maps being bad and some channels being bad, and some channels being good. So not all the channels and all the maps can be used at this point. So that is still a problem with this stuff right now. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about the compensation part, I guess. These, as long as the penalty doesn't get applied to areas where, you know, the reduce of EXP was already not being applied right now, then this is not going to change much of anything for me personally. But I guess if you have a farming Kana specifically, you're going to have to start moving up to the higher level areas and start figuring out better maps in the newer areas. So probably Celas first if you're stuck in Arcana. If you're in Lakaline, into Arcana, then into Celas. Some maps in Asphera are nice. And then you probably stay there until you go to Limina, which has a bunch of good maps. And I think a few of those maps are even good only for Kana and not for a bunch of other people, so you're not like taking maps away from non-Kanas. But yeah, once that flood of Kanas hits Limina, and you're in Limina now, you want to make sure you get your levels in and you get your totems done and get out of there as fast as possible and get strong, and then get into Arcus, Cernium, Burning Cernium, and then Hotel Arcus later. Not just to do your dailies, but to train as well, because it's going to be really hard to find maps once people start leveling their Kanas and they're kind of stuck going up. So yeah, let me know what you think, and thanks for watching.